Day 10. Okay. I know I say this a lot, but this is a big one. And I hope I don't offend anybody. I had to do this. And this is interesting. When I talk to certain people and I tell them that I did a certain thing, they look at me and they say, could I do that? Yes. It's almost like they needed permission to do that, whether it was writing a book, whether it was getting higher education, whether it was doing what I'm about to say. Yes, you have the right to make your own choices in your life. That's not what this is about, ish. What I don't want you to think is that if your beliefs came from somebody else and you just don't think they fit, please feel free to go ahead and change them or update them. At least try to do what it is you need to do to improve your life. If you know that that thing doesn't fit, walk away from it. Literally walk away. All right, so let's get into it. Toxicity. It's a word that's thrown around quite a bit, but I want to be specific, and I'm going to put it into two different avenues. And the first one is going to be the reason a lot of people stay in their same little circle. And I recently had someone come to me about this same little circle. So they in their lives were married and now having a child, and they bought their first home, but they weren't moving up, like I had said before, professionally. They were still in the same place. They're kind of stuck at entry level. They couldn't break out of that. And they said it was because of their friends. They have friends that they've always hung out with, let's say, high school, whatever it is, and they're staying in the same loop over here. They just want to party every day and get by in their job and just live a fun, foolish lifestyle. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Again, I'm not saying that everybody needs to go and be an eagle, but if you're searching for it and you want to, and that's the reason that you're here, well then clearly we need to remove ourselves from those people. Now let me give you a drastic example. In the military, when you go into the military to become some of the most elite people we have walking this earth, do they tell you, hey, bring your friends. Hey, go ahead and let them hang out too. Hey, you know what? Do what you want. Eat what you want. Sleep where you want. You know what? Wear what you want. No. You talk about discipline. They put it on you, and discipline. First thing, those people are gone. We're your family. We're going this way. So in that same scenario where we are becoming us and we are going ahead and moving up, the first thing that I want you to do is take a hard look at who you regularly spend time with first. Who do you see more than once a week? Number two, who do you see every month? Okay, let's get all these people. Write them down if you have to. Just get them down there. Are they where you are and ascending to be higher? Or are they higher? Or do you see them as kind of down here, and maybe when you hang out with them, they pull you down here a little bit? Maybe just a little bit. Now, I'm not just talking about status. I'm not just talking about how much money they make or where they live or the clothes that they wear. No, that's not always it. Maybe it's their habits. Whenever you're with them, you do this thing. When you're with them, you drink alcohol. When you're with them, you eat bad food. When you're with them, they have this constant rhetoric of, oh, my life, and oh, this bad thing, and this other bad thing, and this other bad thing, and only if that person, and that person, and that person, and did you see that in politics? And if none of this stuff is what you love to talk about, if it's not about your goals, if it's not moving them forward, if it's not positive, you don't have to be around it. I don't care if they're your closest relative. That's the biggest one I see. Do not fall for that. Do not. You have the authority to walk away. You don't owe anybody anything. You got to help all your blood relatives. I don't have to help anybody. I have to help me and my family that I created. caveat, in my opinion, this is for everybody, this is everybody's own example. They can do whatever they want here. In my opinion, if you created that human, you kind of have an obligation there. If you opted to marry that human and be close to that human and you made a promise to that human, yeah, you have an obligation there. That's self-created. We created our own universe. Whatever that is, we have to pay attention to that and work through that. We can't just walk away from that. Now, I know 50% of relationships end up in divorce. I'm fine, okay? And maybe, hey, we were here and now we're here and it's not working out. Okay. But I'm just saying you have an obligation to address it and to try and work through it. And if you can't, you can't. But for this person over here who is that relative that I just can't stand, no. Actually, I never need to talk to you again in my life. I'm not saying that's happened with all my relatives. I had to move away from a state to another state to find me and to see what I could do. You may have to do that. To be away from your circle of friends, you may need to change jobs. You may need to move down the block. You may need to move to a different city. You may need to get into a different lifestyle. I worked in restaurants for many years when I was in college. I loved it. It was a loop for me. It was a party loop. I couldn't break out of it. It was until I graduated college and said goodbye to both. I said goodbye to college and I said goodbye to the restaurants and I said, okay, here, professional world, I need to start all over. You may need to start all over. We need to start to be very vigilant about what is toxic in our lives. If we don't, no one's gonna do it for us. And we're gonna stay right there and we're gonna keep making excuses as to why we're right there. And we see this person doing this, oh, I could do that. We're gonna Uncle Rico them. Oh, back in high school, throw that football over that mountain. Okay, no. We are moving up. So, let's summarize this. Please label in your own journal who is toxic that you're around. Begin to distance yourself. You don't have to confront them. I'm not telling you to go over there and tell them that you're better than them or anything like that. That's not it. That is not it. It's far from that. Just distance yourself slowly. Start to move away and find people that are more like you. Find people that are moving up. Find people that are bettering themselves. It may not be in every area that you're doing. Maybe it's just in one of them. But at least let them be positive. At least let them be adding to what you're doing, not taking away. That is massive. Find people like you. There's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that I love. Poor minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events. Great minds talk about ideas. This is true. When I get around people, if they want to just start talking about sports, unfortunately, I don't know anything about sports. It just doesn't interest me at all. I have a small problem watching people make a significant amount of money playing, just running around. I do love the crowds. Like, let's say we go to a massive game and there's a giant crowd of people and it's a thing to do, awesome. But to just sit there and watch them or try and keep up with their lives, I don't have that kind of time. I don't know, it's just not me. It has never been me. Now, you talk to me about what you're doing in your life to scale yourself up, or what awesome thing you're about to do. Maybe you're building this or building that. Oh, now I'm in. I am in. Or where you're getting a source of information, I'm in. AI, you know something in systems, I'm in. And sure enough, I'll gravitate towards those people and I will have true, open, awesome communication with them. With the other people that are just having kind of, I'm gonna call it high school or college banter, it's not my thing. I'll be very brief, I'll be cordial, and then I'll just be out. It's not moving me up. It's nowhere near on my goal of what I'm doing. It just doesn't tie in. Just nothing there for me. So start to choose to look for things that improve you. It can be all the time. It doesn't have to be, but it can be, okay? One last thing, this is the easy one. We've over-indexed on this before. What you put in your mouth. If you're putting something in your mouth that you know is toxic, is it a poison? Is it alcohol? Alcohol's poison. That's why your body freaks out. That's why you feel the way you do. It's actually bad. Then think about that, okay? Just think about that. Now, do I have a drink? Absolutely. I've said this before. having a great dinner with my wife. Maybe I'll have a margarita once a month, maybe. But I don't need it. I got stuff to do. I got millions and millions of people to help. I'm putting myself in a position to better the world and to better myself and to better my family. I know my kids are watching me. They watch what I do. They watch what I say. They watch what I think. They watch everything that I do just like we watched our parents. So who do you want to be? What do you want to pass on? A lot of people that are struggling with their weight, it was passed down to them 3 generations. They taught them how to eat. They believed it. And that's why it's happening. So you can break that chain. You can stop that. All the negativity that used to be, maybe at your family gathering, you don't have to be a part of that. You do not. You can walk away from that. You can start a new one, all on your own, okay? So let's focus on anything toxic in our lives that we need to remove. People, and I'm just gonna label it as sugar. That's anything we eat, alcohol, sugar. If we can start getting a control on that, we will see massive improvement, okay? All right. Didn't mean to sound so negative on that one. But I've had this discussion over and over and over with people and they just couldn't get it. So I have to be very direct. So I do apologize for that. This would be a big mover for you, okay? All right, stay with me. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better and better and better and better and better. Because you are taking steps to enhance yourself. And I'm so proud of you, I am. I am amazing. Yes, you are. Say it with me. There is greatness in me. And there is. And we're going to see it. And you know it's my favorite. I got this. One more. I got this. I got this. And you do. You got this. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of who you are becoming and all those that you're going to help on your way. Thank you.